Your number one running back in this class is
Bijan Robinson. Yes, Bijan Robinson is special. It's rare that a guy comes around with this complete of a package, right? And what do you mean? What I mean by that more than anything, I mean, first off, he's got good size at 5'11", 215, right? You know he can run and all of that. But it's not just like, okay, yeah, he can run. It's the way he runs and cuts and re-accelerates and stops and then, can go again. First off, can do it all. And what I mean by that is jump cuts, right? So he can get in a position like a Barry Sanders and make you fall over one way, or he could go, I'm running really fast this way and I need to make a right-hand turn and I'm just going to plant my left foot in the ground and go. I'm not going to break down and try to break your ankles. I'm just going to be kind of a slasher and just hit it and go and never lose speed. So he can kind of do both, to where an outside zone team's going to go, oh, I like him. And then the team that goes, ooh, we like to pull our guards and have our guy read the block and set up the block, they're going to go, oh, he can do that too. And then the team that goes, oh, well, I'd like to throw the ball, 90 to 100 times and running back out of the backfield for the year. Oh, well, he can do that too. So that's where you get into it. He's a natural that way, right? So in the space, he's like, wow, the way he moves, accelerates, makes people miss. But then the way he catches, the way he runs routes, the way he adjusts the ball, and then has the part we've been talking about at the start of the pod, where there's a number of plays where you go, well, there's no hole, but he sticks his head down and he gets 4 yards. Or he makes 3 or 4 people miss, and now, okay, I'm got about the 10-yard mark, 12-yard mark. Okay, there's nothing else anymore. I'm just going to hit it. Hit it hard, lower my shoulders, make that 12-yard run into a 16-yard run because I just said, you know what, forget it. There's nowhere else to go. I'm not going to dance. I'm just going to put my head down and get hard yards. That's where he's special. So there's no weakness to his game. That's the big thing, let alone the special aspect to his game is pretty damn special.
On NFL.com, they have a comp of Josh Jacobs with Bijan. Do you agree with that? Similar style?
It is similar. I think it's a little more well-rounded. Jacobs was like the jump cuts and power.
Yeah.
Not as much good of the backfield, not the slash ability that this guy had.
And you did have you were high on Jacobs. You had him
Jacobs.
number one.
I love Jacobs.
Alabama.
I'm going to tell you the name I wrote, and I wrote holy shit next to it because I couldn't believe I was right. I wrote LaDainian Tomlinson, right? It's that type of guy to me. 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver, could be 28 touchdowns in a season, 15 rushing, 10 receiving, right? He can be that kind of guy. That's really where he's really got a special, part of him. But yeah, I mean that's not a bad comp there either.
You watch him play, you fall in love with him. I think there's a lot of numbers that back this up on why he is where he is right now. He was a 5-star recruit out of high school in Arizona there. He had over 2,200 yards his senior year, 17 yards per carry as a senior. Who was he playing against that year? He was the 2022 Doak Walker Award winner.
He's a
for
man
college
amongst
football's
boys.
Best running back.
Yeah. And
Pro Football Focus charted him with 104 missed tackles this season.
Well,
it broke the record set by David Montgomery back in the day.
It's like, right. So Montgomery had that great ability, but no speed to go along with it. This guy's got both. I mean, his excel, again, he's one of those guys when you first watch his first carry, you go, whoa, that was different. That hit the hole a little more aggressive than the last 10 guys I just watched, right?
Yeah.
So you see that right away.
He doesn't always look like super fast,
I know.
But no one's ever catching him. I was watching it, I was like, what is this like?
It's
I almost
easy.
compared it to, it was
It's easy.
That's
That's where
almost
it's
like compared it to, when you're kids, like I have young kids and they blow bubbles and then they try to catch those bubbles and the bubbles just like floating there, sitting there, moving. It seems like it's just in the air. You're like, just go grab it. And then you go to move your hand to it and it just skirts away.
It doesn't always look like, I'm with you, that it's
no
like
one's touching
4-3
him.
or 4-2
exactly.
or anything
he doesn't
like
look
that.
that fast, but no one's touching him.
No, I know. And, I think that is, again, his acceleration and his ability to move in space like you talked about. I mean, I wrote to go off of this, all right? His ability to make people miss is off the charts good. I watched Texas and I didn't even realize he was this elusive watching on TV. Breaks ankles, slashes, bobs, weaves, vision, ability to set up the blocks off the charts, incredible hips and feet, runs with power, runs with power when he has to, legs move on contact, certainly capable to push the pile. And then I wrote, jump cuts are the best I've seen since Saquon Barkley, right? That's where he can be in the hole between the right guard and the center, it fill up, and he just jumps to the hole between the left guard and the center, and then can just reaccelerate with his shoulders staying square, and it allows him to not only reaccelerate in a hurry, but bounce off people too and take them on with square shoulders.
So maybe you just answered Swish B's question to you.
Yeah.
Bijan is the best running back prospect since?
I think Saquon was pretty damn special, right? Saquon was a lot like this, except Saquon had the little gear that you're talking about that you're like sometimes you wish you saw from Bijan. You go, Saquon had that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that. He's better all-around player than either one of the guys from last year. Now, I love Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker's ability to be a sledgehammer between the tackles is greater than Bijan Robinson, and maybe his straight long speed is better. But his ability to make people miss and bob and weave through traffic between the tackles and all that, it's not quite to this capacity. He does it so smooth and so easily. And then where Bijan has an edge too is, again, the pass catching department. When you watch Bijan run routes, you go, well, he could play receiver if he wanted to. You'd go, oh, he's going to be an NFL slot receiver. He could do that. So that's another part where I just look at him and go, oh my gosh, he has just tremendous capabilities in both areas.
That's interesting. If you could, because you were very high on Kenneth Walker, if you could almost combine those two running backs, Kenneth Walker with the home run ability, but I think some of the advanced metrics for him last year, he struggled to get more than expected on some of those short yardage situations, and he was kind of just, it's like, hey, he was supposed to get 4 there, he got 2 instead.
Yeah.
Whereas
well, I could see that, I could see that in some of those runs too, where, maybe he was supposed to get 4, but he was on the edge of like, wait, if I make this guy miss, I'm going to get out and get 44.
It's like Barry Sanders, like watching him.
So, he can lose a play every now and then because of that, but it was nothing to Barry Sanders or even Saquon Barkley. There's more of an element here with this guy of, wait, nothing's here. I will put my head down if I have to.
Yeah.
Where Barkley, that was the one thing you were like, I wish he would just sledgehammer it every now and then. It's always a little dancy, let's look for the big play, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think that. But, there's certainly an element of that.
That was the big thing on Barry Sanders. It's like, you can hold him to 1 yard, 10 carries in a row, but eventually he's going to break that one. I was like, well, these 10 carries in a row really sucked. So I hope that one long one is coming. So here's the big question, the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Jamie Escobedo, 7, says, given what pick the first running back has been the last couple of years, do you think Bijan Robinson will be a top 10 pick? So, I was reading around on ESPN, Jeremy Fowler's talk. He goes, quote, I've talked to multiple teams, or at least scouts with teams who believe that he is the best overall player in this entire draft. Better than the quarterbacks, better than everyone else. Daniel Jeremiah has him as the number 3 prospect on his big board, only behind Will Anderson at edge and Bryce Young at quarterback. You just said that as a GM, you probably wouldn't take a running back before pick number, 15?
It would be hard to.
But what if he's the best player in the draft, as some people think in the NFL?
Well, listen, he's definitely one of the top 15, okay? That's one thing that's for sure. He is. I don't know if I'd go – I haven't seen the whole draft yet to say that he's top 3 or 5.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say that he's definitely not one of the most talented offensive players in the draft, for sure. Right? Top 10? Whew, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. There is a lot of good running backs. He is in that mind frame. I don't know if I could pull the trigger like I said. If I'm in the usual scenario of most of these top 10s where there's more than one hole on your team to fill, I'd go, I can't do it. There'll be a good running back in round 2 or 3. Yeah, he's not going to be this guy, but man, the other 2 positions we need to fill, we're not even going to come close to being able to fill them in round 2 or 3. So we got to do D-tackle right here, right? There's a huge drop-off, So this is where, the rich get richer. At number 10, if I'm the Eagles, that would be the team where I'd go, the Eagles, me, the Giants fans, going to go, the Eagles got Bijan Robinson. Oh, my gosh. What do you do now? Hurts, Bijan, Goddard, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, good luck doing any of it.
Yeah.
So that's the scenario I'm talking about. Every now and then there's a team in the top 10 that's like, oh, you, we're not supposed to be here, but we got here from some prior trade, and we don't have that many holes to fill, so we can do this. And I feel like they're in that position to do that.
So let's take a look at the round one running backs who have been drafted since the year 2011. And this is, we have it separated by options picked up and then options not exercised. And so as you see, if you're watching on Peacock and YouTube, and if you're not, we'll try to explain it to you. There have been far more who have not had their options picked up after that first initial rookie contract. The ones who have had it exercised, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, they haven't really necessarily worked out. I think if you go back in time, maybe you don't do that. Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley, also in that crew, have just had injuries.
Yeah.
So that's part of it, too, is that you draft one of these offensive linemen or edge guys or defensive tackle. You're planning on exercising that, fifth year and hopefully re-signing him to another deal after that.
Right. Well, and, to what you're saying here, the guys on the right, if you're watching on our NBC Sports YouTube page that have the options not exercised, so many of them have had injuries, right? That's what led to the option not being exercised. I know it wasn't like, across the board there, but there's a good amount of them. Sony Michel, Rashad Penny, David Wilson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? Doug Martin, I don't believe did. He did not. David Wilson, did I say him already? So, that's the risk you take. But those guys on the left that was a special crew right there. Mm-hmm. That was a crew right there where, unlike the ones on the right, and I know we have way back when Trent Richardson was drafted in the top 5, Leonard Fournette was number 4 pick, I believe, right? But yeah, Leonard Fournette, I would throw in that group with the guys on the left to go, these guys were viewed as freaks of nature. Like, oh my gosh, these guys don't come around very often that look like this and can run like that.
And even they didn't get their
fifth
year. We're not even talking about an extension. We're just talking about one more year for the guy.
Yeah, it's a brutal position. So I don't know, but the Eagles at 10 are certainly interesting there. I don't know. I mean, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Anti-health food is another option for you. Given how the Falcons' offense is being constructed, could you see Bijan going as high as number 8 to Atlanta?
I don't envision them being a team to do that, to draft a running back that high, but it's an interesting thought. I mean, it is a team that's based on run game.
But that almost points to, because they got it with Tyler Algier last year, it points to a team like, we've built our team to be able to run the ball no matter who's running there. No matter who.
I know what you mean. I know.
We don't need to go top of the board.
We don't need to go top guy. I don't think that's in their DNA to make that type of move. I would expect that that's where we're going to see them go, something D-tackle, something like that. Now, we get into I think realistically, I think it's going to be somewhere more in the teens or something there. And who that is going to be, that's where I don't know. I mean, in the teens, when you get into it, you got the Titans at 11. You got the Texans. They're not going to do it. I don't think the Jets are going to do it. I don't think the Patriots are going to do it. I don't think the Packers are going to do it. I wouldn't imagine the Commanders are going to do it with what they got right now. Are the Steelers going to go? No.
Tex Girl says to you, please tell me the Cowboys will find a way to get Bijan Robinson.
Well, I would worry about what I would worry about is your Lions at 18.
Ooh.
Right? I could see that going. Your team that's run based, right? I like DeAndre Swift. But he's getting into what? This is year 4 for him, option territory, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
he wasn't a first-round pick; he was early second. But either way, this is year 4. I could see that maybe being, a team that thinks about moving along. If he's on the board at 21 for the Chargers, I would go, yeah, he could end up there with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. Mm-hmm. Nobody's not going to not like this kid. It's just about whether you want to spend one of your high picks on the running back position and then have the risk of what we talked about. The bad stories are the guys that were on the right on that graphic where, they're hurt and first-round picks were wasted on them and they didn't get what they wanted other than Josh Jacobs out of the crew.
You just glossed over Tex Girl just asking about the Cowboys here because she wants
I didn't mean
Texas guy. She wants the Texas guy.
Sure.
I mean, it would be perfect. Zeke's gone. Now you got the next big stud.
My only thing is I don't see them doing that and having a franchise tag on Tony Pollard, right? That's where I just go, that seems like too many assets in the running back department, right? It's not a crazy thought. I'm going to say, though, he's going to be gone by 26. I don't know if he'll go top 10. I would have bet, if you made me bet, I'm going to say he doesn't go top 10.
I mean, Chargers seems like a floor, right? If he's still there when the Chargers are picking and Eckler wants out, that seems like the floor.
I mean, yeah, I would think so. I mean, the Chargers, gosh, if he's there for the Ravens at 22, I mean, yeah, that could be them the next pick. I mean, so there's definitely some teams there that you could see them drafting Bijan Robinson, who is phenomenal and the best running back in this draft. I just want to make sure.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.